Well, there are a few metrics that banks and insurance companies and financial services are looking at measuring return on investment or returns on future. It's both financial and non-financial. When it comes to financial, it's being measured in terms of its impact. And the impact is measured in terms of either new business growth, cost to delivery, as well as in terms of the productivity gains as well. When it comes to non-financial areas in terms of impacts, it's more in terms of how the change management has happened with the adoption of AI, Gen AI. And if you were to track benefits from a baseline view of how many of your employees were using AI, Gen AI as a part of their day-to-day work versus what it is now, that's another way of non-financially comparing the use of AI in organizations. I think from the top, it would be the strategy and the clarity in terms of the ambition in which what they want to achieve from AI, Gen AI as a firm or as an organization. That clarity is very, very key. Going down in terms of data, availability of data, which is scalable for the use of AI, is very important as well. And that's another area in which successful organizations have got that right. The third is in terms of the compliance or practically implementing regulatory controls and guidelines within the platforms and systems that they use for AI, Gen AI has also been another key differentiator. Fourth, in terms of the talent or the availability of talent from a AI, Gen AI, or even from an adoption perspective, how has that evolved for the organization? That's the fourth key differentiating factor. And last, which is not the least, is also in terms of looking at AI, Gen AI not being the end outcome in its own, but as something that enables a business outcome at the very end. So the partnership between business and technology being solid is where we've seen organization being more successful than the others. Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. It's a natural progression, if you were to look at it, from the use of AI, Gen AI to agentic AI. And the reason for that is right now, AI, Gen AI is very focused on either intelligently automating some of the processes within an end outcome, whereas the agentic AI is meant to really get it right from end-to-end perspective. So as banks, insurance companies, and organizations in financial services, for that matter, look at intelligently automating their sub-processes to get to an outcome using AI, Gen AI, agentic AI is only going to help them achieve it end-to-end more at a more scalable level and make it more effective. It's a complicated question to answer, but I think it's an important one for organizations to understand how can they achieve maximum value out of this investment, because this investment is not small. These are large investments that institutions are making. I think what is really key is to identify the baseline from where they exist today in terms of without using AI, Gen AI, where the baseline is, and then with using AI, Gen AI, how do they really calculate the incremental benefit in order to even be able to associate what's the value, firstly, to the use of AI, Gen AI. That's one. But when it comes to the maximum value generation, like we discussed the 5 topics prior, which is A, the right strategy. Second is the entire data ecosystem coming together. The third is the availability of talent to be able to adopt and to sustain the use of AI, Gen AI, the practical implementation of the guidelines and risk controls. And lastly is about business and technology coming together. I think getting to that state of maturity across these 5 parameters are very important in order to get maximum value out of the investments on AI and Gen AI.